Hey everybody, it's Mike coming to you from Vaught RV here in Fort Worth, Texas. Hey, today let's talk about something that's lightweight, fifth wheel, has bunks in it, and a lot of other neat features. Right behind me I have a brand new 2022 Jayco Eagle HT. The HT stands for half-ton towable. It's a 29.5 BHDS, that's bunkhouse double slide. We're a little less than 10,000 pounds, 9,700 pounds dry weight, and a little over 34 feet. So it's half-ton towable. That doesn't mean every half-ton truck on the planet will pull it, but many will. If in doubt, give us a call and we'll look up your truck to be sure. That happens to be one of my top 3 favorite things about this model. So let's give you my top 3 things. Number 3 is the fact that it is lightweight and easily towable by many trucks, including many half-ton trucks. Number 2, I love this little bunk room that's easily accessible from these steps. And finally, number 3, a hidden pantry. So let's begin on the outside of this unit. And again, one of my favorite things is it's so towable. It's not a huge outfit, but it has a lot of features like all of the Jayco Eagles. So let's do a walk around on the outside before we go inside. Up in the corner here, we have a 40-pound propane bottle. I got another one on the other side. So, since we're gen prepped, we have more propane capacity, whether or not you decide to put a generator in this. I always like the finished out storage compartments and all the Jayco fifth wheels. Look how nice and clean it is. You don't have wires dangling down in here. Nice and clean storage. I have a motion sensor light here. TV connections up here, so if I wanted to add a TV, stow it in here and pull it out and have it on the patio side, right there's where it would be hooked up. Now we order these units, we tend to order our units optioned up a little more than other dealers, so we have side cameras and a rear camera both on this. This eliminates blind spots. You're going down the road, hit your right turn signal, you've got a shot all the way down the right or the left side. Eliminates blind spots. It's a safety feature that I really like. We have an outlet right here, so once your awning is out, or maybe you have a golf cart down here that you're charging up, a little mobility scooter, anything like that, right here's power, because when you're at your campsite, this is the patio side, if you've got a scooter or a golf cart or whatever, you're pulling it up here usually, you got a power outlet right here handy where you need it, or maybe lights for the patio. Compartment up front here, again, we're gen prepped, so your generator would rest in here if you want one. If you don't, you have this much more storage. And then our battery compartment over here. We'll fully prep all units before you take delivery on them, so the propane bottles are filled, new batteries are installed. Now this has a turning point kingpin on it. So that's important. If you have a short bed truck, and you very well may have if it's a half-ton truck, this will help actually prevent you from having to buy a sliding hitch because the pivot point goes back on this. So tighter turning radius, you don't have to worry about connecting on the front of this fifth wheel in tight turning situations, and I can explain more about that when you come in and look at this unit. We have a side camera on this side as well. Opposite side, we have our other propane bottle. Now this is the utility center. You can see the opposite side of our pass-through storage. And then over here is where all the hookups are, and nicely labeled. So this takes all the mystery out of how you need to hook this up, whether you're filling your tank, dry camping, and those kinds of tasks. It's all labeled nicely here. Water heater bypass when it's time to winterize this, nicely labeled. We have hot and cold, basically outdoor shower here. I've got this little pigtail quick connect here I can pop on here, spray off those sandy legs and spray off the dirty kids at the beach and that kind of thing. Now we can do our auto level from out here. I've got it right on the sidewall there. Now you can control that from inside the coach, and you can also control it from your cell phone with the app that you put on your phone. So lots of ways to control auto leveling. We have a detachable 50 amp power cord right here. This is our furnace vent and our water heater access right here. 6 gallon quick recovery direct spark ignition water heater. It's a little tight around here, but I think we can make it. I always like when there's these little bonus storage areas. This is something you don't see very often on a short fifth wheel. Look at all this storage, and I'll open this from over here too. This is really fantastic. Turn this motion sensor light on. So, you know, you're at your campsite, you've got camping gear, maybe an easy up tent, lawn chairs, all that kind of stuff can live back here. It's really neat to have this storage back here as well as the pass-through storage up front. Now, when you're shopping for trailers, and you should shop around, always look what's under the bed, or open up the storage compartment and see what you see above. It's plywood. It's not OSB or particle board like a lot of manufacturers will use. Plywood's a lot more expensive, it's a lot stronger, and here's something else that a lot of people don't think about. It doesn't off-gas like particle board does. So you don't get that strong smell when you go into a unit like you would if it had particle board. Plywood's better. So again, easy access to the storage area from the back here too. Now this has the towing package, so we have a 3,000 pound hitch right here on this 2-inch receiver and a 4-prong here connector for wiring. So if you wanted to pull a small boat or an ATV or something behind here in a small lightweight trailer, you could do that. 3,000 pound hitch rating, 300 pound tongue weighting. So it's neat. Or maybe you just want to put a little cargo carrier for firewood or something like that. Now coming around to this side, we have a neat outdoor kitchen assembly. This has a few neat things that I like about it that you don't see in some other models. One, there's a huge place for a TV right here, and we have our connections right up on top here, our power and coax. So this is the obvious place to put a TV. You could either mount it flat or put an articulating arm that would come out here and face the rest of the patio area. So that's pretty neat. We have electrical access in here as well as USB charging ports. So while you're out here barbecuing or whatever, you can be charging your smart devices and so on. I have a utility utensil drawer here, a gooseneck faucet. This is plumbed to the holding tank, branded Jayco bottle opener, and a drink refrigerator. And then if you'd like to add a grill assembly right here, have this nice platform and an LP quick connect right under here. So you'll just pop this into the LP quick connect. Now I've got everything I need to do my outdoor cooking. Right here, utensil drawer, sink, wash my hands, open a beverage that I grab out of the refrigerator here. So this is a pretty neat and complete outdoor kitchen area. This lid sort of becomes your awning for this. Your awning stops at about right here, and this starts here. So we're still covered and protected from the elements. Speaking of awning, this is a 19-foot awning. A lot of folks ask me, how far does the awning come out? Comes out right about 8 feet if it's fully extended, which it is right now. So 19 feet on what I call the fun side of the RV, right? This is where all the fun stuff happens. This is where all the activity happens. We have an LED light strip up along the channel right there against the body of the coach. This is the vent for the range hood inside in the kitchen area. Access to your refrigerator here. And now we've gone completely around. Before we go inside, a couple other things I'll point out real quickly. We have a little blue light right here, which is really difficult to see because it's bright out here, but there's just enough blue light under this step that if you're approaching the trailer after dark, it's a safety thing. You're not blinding your neighbors with an obnoxious bright light, but it casts a nice blue, pleasant light so you can see these steps. I also love this. Whether you have knee or hip problems, or you just have your arms full, or you're tired after a long day of hiking, it's really handy to be able to grab a hold of this and this as you go in and out of the coach. On these really nice steps, always brag about these MORryde step above steps. They're easy to deploy, there's zero gravity, so see, it's not gonna come down and boink me on the head. These are adjustable, so if you have uneven ground, each of these legs adjust. You stow it up in this position for travel, close the door, pop this closed, and now we're in the travel position. Pop it open, simply grab a hold here and pull it down to deploy the steps. One more thing before I go in. Warranty for full-time RVing. So far as I know, Jayco is the only manufacturer that will put it in writing that this coach, all the Eagles and the North Points and the Pinnacles are warranted for full-time use. Now, you may not be full-timing, but it's nice to know that they have enough confidence in the build quality of this that even if you are using it full-time, your warranty is going to be intact, and the warranty is a good one. 2+3. 2 years covers all the gadgetry in here and the slide motors and those kinds of things. 3 years structural, so that's an industry-leading warranty. Combine that with the fact that Jayco only puts Goodyear 6-year warranty tires and a roof membrane that has a 20-year warranty. It's a pretty good warranty overall. All right, let's go inside and have a look. Okay, now we're on the inside of this 29.5 BHDS. One of the things that sets this apart is the way this bunk room assembly is. A lot of times with bunk houses, it'll be a separate room entirely, and this is in some respects, but I can push this pocket door open and have this space open. So the kiddos can be up here lounging while mom and dad are watching TV or having something to eat up here. So it still has an open feeling with the bunk room and the rest of the living space. If you need that privacy, maybe you're out with another couple and this can be sort of the guest quarters, so to speak. Simply pull this pocket door closed and they'll have some privacy here. There's not a ton of room up here because remember, we're only in about a 34-foot long coach, but I have room to step down here, change clothes, do what I need to do in privacy before I open this up to the rest of the coach. Nice big closet up here with a hanging clothes rod on top. And then I have a drawer here and a drawer here. Now there's a light in each of the bunks with that pretty neat little storage compartment up there. So you can put books and those kinds of things up there. Have USB charging ports up on the wall there as well as on the bottom one here. Now if you want to add a television up here, you can do that. There's TV hookups with coax and power and even a mounting location to put a TV monitor that serves the bunk area as well. Speaking of TVs, I'm always conscious of TV viewing angle. Also, before I leave the bunk area, I'll point out these neat little storage nooks under here too. So making use of all possible storage. We have 2 drawers here and then the 2 drawers up there. So decent amount of storage. TV viewing angle. So I'm sitting here right across from the TV, really nice TV viewing angle. Now we have a sound bar below, so we're not relying on just the sound from the TV itself. There's a dedicated sound bar for the TV. Smoked glass inserts on these cabinet doors. So small shelves up here, which could actually double for kitchen storage if you don't have entertainment things, you know, DVDs and those kinds of things. But you can also put food items, and then there's some storage below here. So at first glance, you may look at this and say, yeah, there's not that much kitchen storage, until you realize that there is this, a hidden pantry. How fantastic. All these shelves in here, so goodness gracious, you can put a lot of groceries in there. Going out for a week-long trip with the family, you can stock that up with you know, your Wheaties and all the kinds of groceries you need. You can even put clothes in there, extra clothes and baskets and those kinds of things. Hang your jackets up here. Maybe it's a rainy day, hang your hat, your jacket and everything. A lot of ways you can use that. Maybe you want to hide out in there, time out for the kids, I don't know, right? Pop that closed. It's a really stiff magnet. So you got to give it a little tug, but that way it keeps it from opening up during travel. So again, nice TV viewing angle. Now if I need even more sleeping capacity, I can pull these off of here, lift this up, and this will convert into a bed too. So if your 2 teenage kids bring along a friend or 2, they can sleep here. We'll do the whole thing here. So there's a nice little bed surface, and then as always the dinette will convert into a sleeping surface as well. Pop this up. Really easy. So a dinette roomy enough to put 4 folks around it, and we have storage underneath each dinette seat. There's a little recessed area here to pull this open, and Jayco gives you this tub. So if I'm going to put you know, extra shoes and camping supplies, what have you, I can put it in there, slide it in, and it makes it easy to get it out. You can also open this up with the finger pull in there, open up this whole platform and have access from the top, but this just makes it easy for getting stuff under the seats. Again, this will drop down into a bed. Just pull this down and that becomes the bed surface. Put your cushions out and now we have a bed. I like that. Now over to the galley area, we have a 12-volt refrigerator. This unit's been upgraded from an 8 cubic foot to a 10 cubic foot 12-volt refrigerator. Pretty decent amount of storage, and it's 12 volts. So guys, this is running off your 12-volt system all the time. When you're driving down the road, it's running off 12 volts. When you're plugged up at shore power at the campground, 12 volts. When you're stopped overnight catching some winks and the truck's off, it continues to run from 12 volts. So certainly run overnight. It's a function of how your battery charge is in terms of how long this will run, but this will continue to run without any propane or anything, just from your batteries. A nice freezer compartment above as well. And it's kind of tall. I'm 6 feet tall. You might need a step stool if you're a shorter person to access it, but additional storage up there. This has got to have the most pantry storage overall for a 34-foot fifth wheel that I've seen, with that hidden pantry there. Now we have a 3-burner Furrion cooktop with these nice backlit controls. This lifts out for cleaning. Nice little oven, and then below that we have a pull-out storage drawer. In here we have our strainer that drops in here, as well as a cutting board next to that. Very nice. And then we have our 3 drawers here. Now Jayco always puts full extension drawer glides, 75-pound weight rating drawer glides, so full extension all the way around. And as always with Jayco, these are solid maple, drawer facing and cabinet facing. There's not particle board or wrapped wood. Little USB charging port right here too, so if you want to put your smart device or your phone under here and charge it while you're cooking, you can do that. Now this isn't a laminate countertop, it's sort of a polycarbonate material is what I call it. There's no edge banding on here, so a lot of times you'll see that laminate banding come off over time from heat or moisture, that kind of thing. With this, it looks like a solid surface application, even though it's not. But because it's molded, it allows them to do an undermount sink. So just like a residential application, you have an undermount. So if you've got some, you know, scraps up here from meal prep, you can wipe them in there and keep the countertop clean. And then up above, I've got some more storage as well. Cabinet build up here. Always the stiles are pocket screwed and the whole assembly is glued and screwed to the frame of the coach. Little microwave above. I skipped right over that, but we have a modest sized little microwave here. Now this is important. We have 380 watts of solar. So there's two 190 watt solar panels up on top. We have a charge controller on board. So what's neat about that is it keeps this 12 volt refrigerator happy. Say you're parked for an extended time, that solar is going to continue to trickle charge your batteries. A lot of folks ask, well, how long can I go on a full battery charge and keep the refrigerator on? There's so many variables, I can't give you an exact amount. It depends on how sunny it is, how many times you're reaching in here for a beverage, the ambient temperature, the conditioning of your batteries and that. But with 290 watt panels up on top, that'll really extend your ability to camp off-grid. Okay, let's move on around here and go up into the bedroom and bath area. Now we have the BMPro system on here, which is sort of the brains of the coach. So we control our climate, the lighting, our motors, tanks, and everything. So we can do our leveling from here. I can push our slides in and out, the awning in and out here. Now the neat thing is I can put this app on my phone and do all of these things from my phone. So I can be outside watching the awning come out to make sure I'm not pulling it into a tree, be on the other side and make sure I'm not pulling a slide out into a power pedestal or that kind of thing. Little temperature here, so our main AC here, different fan speeds, second AC, and then the lighting. And we can dim all of these lights by just dragging this to the right or left. So real handy. Toggle switches, shortcut switches for some of the lighting functions, so if you don't have to fool with this, just come in and hit that. Now this is your inverter remote control, so you can power the inverter on and off. Now this is significant too, because when you have an inverter on board, you have outlets that stay hot even if you don't have shore power at a campground or wherever. So this unit's CPAP prep, meaning there's outlets next to the bed that remain hot just from the inverter. So sleeping overnight in a rest area or a campground or something without power, you'll still have hot 110 volt power on each side of the bed for things like CPAP machines. So let's take a look at the bathroom and the front end of this coach, all right? Coming into the bathroom, we can access it from the hallway or from the bedroom, either way. So if you have guests, they can enter this way. You can also shut this off and have access from the bedroom. Now this is kind of a neat decor decision on Jayco's part. It's sort of a dark blue color. And I'm interested what you think. I'd love for you to drop a comment below and let me know what you think. Now remember, before you go saying that this was designed by a guy who never camps, this is actually designed by a woman who does camp, Stacy Stewart. She makes all the decor decisions on Jayco units. Most people I hear from really like this, but let me know what you think. I'm just curious. We have a nice backlit medicine cabinet. I like that, real classy, and you can just leave that on at night for a nice night light. And a neat little undermount sink here, so it makes it easy to wipe the countertop off and keep it clean. Behind here we have a porcelain foot flush commode. Porcelain's great, it's easier to keep clean, easier to maintain. And the glass shower door enclosure with plenty of room in here. So everybody knows by now, yes, I'm 6 feet tall, average build, and there's plenty of room for me to maneuver in here. Nice, stylish shower surround. So moving on into the bedroom, we have a queen-sized bed with storage underneath. There's gas struts here that makes it super easy to lift up this bed platform and access this storage under here. So, you know, you're going to be putting things in here that you don't need to access quite as often. Extra blankets and linens and camping supplies. Plywood, it's not OSB or particle board with a Jayco, it's always plywood. Drop this guy back down, and then we have light switches right here for these lights above, and CPAP prepped on either side, so there's power accessible for either your phones and gadgets or a CPAP machine, and there's plenty of room to put that on either side. On this side we have storage with a couple shelves, and then on the other side, same drill. So we do have a little bit of storage on either side of the bed. Now behind me, this is handy, I have a little area here, again with full extension ball bearing drawer glides, 2 drawers for extra storage, nice little light above. Next to that, and heading into the bedroom, here's where our hanging clothes would go with a clothes rod above. And then next to that, actually in the bathroom area, I have shelved storage in there. Now this unit has 2 AC units, of course 50 amp coach. We have an AC unit in the bedroom here, so super hot days, especially in Texas and the southern part of the United States, when it gets super warm, we can really keep this thing as cool as we want to. If you want to add a television in here, we have the backer location right here. That means it's reinforced to accept a mount for a television, and we have our connections right above. So hey, this is a neat unit. Again, it's on the small side, so you don't need a humongous truck to pull this, but we have bunks to keep the kids happy, or guests if you have guests along, and a lot of high-end features at not a super high-end price. So I appreciate you joining me again. My name's Mike here at Vaught RV. Hey, if you have ideas for other content you'd like to see, maybe a specific model we haven't done a video on, leave it in the comments below. And if you like these and appreciate them, I would appreciate it if you'd click like and subscribe below. That way, when we post more videos like this, you'll be the first to know. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching our video. If you have any questions or any suggestions on content you'd like to see, leave a comment below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks again from Vaught RV.